when there's so much energy and socialization, I hate to be the wet towel to say, sit down. But that being said, we are going to celebrate together in this next event on the awards for, people who greatly served and distinction. So I really want to get started. And of course, we're joined by families and friends. So very, very exciting. We will be giving out a series of awards that is Linhart, Sarnat, Hamburg, and then there's member awards and Cecil awards. So we will go through those awards in order. And of course, I'd like to begin for 2024 award presentation, the Gustav Linhart Award for Advancement of Healthcare. This is the longest, oldest award that we have at NAM, which in fact was been issued in 1986. It's in fact by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and the NAM in recognition of outstanding achievement in improving personal health care services in the United States. And every year, of course, we have a great selection committee who, in fact, will propose the awardee, and chaired by someone who's equally distinguished. In this case, is Clyde Nancy. And so, Clyde, let me welcome you to stage and present the first award.
Thank you, Victor, and good afternoon to members of the Academy. On behalf of the National Academy of Medicine Gustav O. Linhart Award Selection Committee, I am truly delighted to announce Michael C. Fiore, MD, MPH, MBA, as the 2024 Linhart Award recipient. Our committee agreed in unanimity, among an extraordinary field of exceptional and very well-deserving candidates, it is Michael Fiore who rose above as most emblematic of the legacy of this award. Why do we speak with one voice in favor of Michael? There may be no other professional in public health and healthcare who has done more to address and then reduce the burden of diseases associated with smoking. Whether working with C. Everett Koop, whether chairing 3 Public Health Service clinical practice guideline panels, whether chairing the U.S. Health and Human Services Subcommittee on Tobacco Cessation, serving as a recurring witness for the Department of Justice, or directing the National Cancer Institute Cancer Center Cessation Initiative as part of the $30 million moonshot effort, reducing tobacco dependency in every cancer patient who smokes, resulting in over 100,000 cessations, including underserved patients. It is clear Michael Fiore is appropriately responsible for saving untold thousands of lives. It is quite likely that today we know someone who is alive because of Michael Fiore. The Gustav Linhart Award is intended to celebrate advancements in healthcare. For 2024, our committee believes there is no better candidate than Michael Fiore. Speaking for our committee, composed of Paula Johnson, Don Lloyd-Jones, Joshua Harfstein, Peter Slavin, Carol Walker, Tom Lee, and so very capably staffed by Donna Duncan, whose work is responsible for our success, we present to you Michael Fiore. Join us in celebrating his magnificent contributions to the health of our nation.
Thank you to the National Academy of Medicine. I am so honored by this award. And I also want to thank my friend, my mentor, my colleague, Steve Schroeder, who nominated me for this award. Thank you, Steve. Over the last 6 decades, tobacco use smoking rates in the United States have declined substantially from about 45% of all adults in the early 1960s to about 11% today, a remarkable public health achievement. And many members of the Academy, of course, have contributed to this success. Some think smoking is old news, no longer a threat. But in fact, 30 million adult Americans continue to smoke, and half of them, 15 million, will die over the next few decades from a disease directly caused by their smoking. The reason it's viewed as yesterday's news is that the people in this room are not smoking, and people in similar venues. Instead, the people that are smoking are the poor, the least educated, and those with mental health and substance abuse diagnoses. I dedicate the award to them and to our continued effort to truly eliminate tobacco dependence from our society. Thank you again to the National Academy for honoring me in this way. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Michael, and thank you, Clyde. What a great start for this set of ceremony. The next one is Rhonda and Bernard Sarnett, International Prize in Mental Health. This has been awarded since 1992 to individual groups or organizations that have demonstrated outstanding achievement in improving mental health. The Sarnett's concern about the destructive effects of mental illness inspired them to establish this award. Rhoda passed away in 2018, and her husband Bernard passed away in 2011. But their legacy lives on through the deeds of the awardees. So I'd like to invite Peter McLeish, chair of this year's Sarnett Selection Committee, to stage to introduce this year's awardee. Peter, welcome.
President Zhao, members of the National Academies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the members of the Sarnett Selection Committee, superbly supported by Donna Duncan, and made up of Hortensia Amaro, Ellen Frank, Husseini Manji, Jeannie Miranda, Michelle Monge, Eric Nessler, and myself as chair, I am pleased to recognize the 2024 recipient of the Rhoda and Bernard Sarnett International Prize in Mental Health, Dr. Deanna Bosch. Dr. Bosch is the Couch Professor of Psychiatry and Professor of Psychological and Brain Sciences at Washington University in St. Louis. And quoting liberally from the nomination material, she is recognized for outstanding contributions to mental health research in 2 areas. The first is on the effective and cognitive neuroscience of psychotic disorders. Her work highlights impairments in dopamine-related cognitive control as a core component of schizophrenia that gave new perspectives on treatment. Her work also talks about the understanding of motivational impairments in psychosis. The second area focuses on the development of developmental effective neuroscience of depression and the impacts of adversity on brain development. She has applied very rigorous neuroscience models to study childhood developmental psychopathology, to advance the field and highlight the importance of early identification and intervention in treatment. Her work shines a spotlight on childhood poverty and the mechanisms of its negative impact on brain and behavioral development. Her work has been celebrated by prestigious awards. Among them are a Merit Award for her schizophrenia work from NIMH, a Mentor Award from the Association of Women in Neuroscience, being named a Fellow of the Association of Psychological Science and the American College of Neuropsychopharmacology, and a Gold Medal Lifetime Award from the Society for Biological Psychiatry. The breadth and depth of her publications, grant success, professional activities, and widely acknowledged leadership in the training of young scientists are all hallmarks of her remarkable contributions. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Deanna Botch as I invite her to the podium to receive her prize and make comments.
All right. I want to thank the National Academy so much for this award. I'm very honored and humbled, and the SARNet Mental Health Prize Committee. And I also want to thank my close colleague and collaborator, Dr. Joan Luby, for nominating me for this award. It's particularly humbling and an honor to get it at this meeting, which is dedicated in topic to the crisis of mental health and substance abuse, which is an ongoing concern. I feel honored that my work has contributed, at least in part, to trying to help understand how we might prevent, this lifetime of suffering that many people experience. But I want to point out in particular that my work has been a huge collaboration among many colleagues and trainees, and so that really they need to share with me this award and honor. And lastly, I want to dedicate this prize to all of those families and consumers who suffer from mental health challenges who's contributed to our research, because really we do this for them and to try to alleviate suffering. So thank you again.
So Deanna, congratulations. Your work is just amazing in what you've done. So the next award is relatively new. It's established since we became National Academy of Medicine because we feel there should be an award that look at biomedical research and clinical medicine. And this is certainly established in honor of David and Beatrix Hamburg. And this award recognizes creative and accomplished biomedical scientists who are advancing health and human condition around the world. This award, we established in 2021, is named after David Hamburg, who was the president of the Institute of Medicine, my predecessor in 1975 to 1980, and Beatrice Hamburg, an NAM member, expert in child and adolescent and behavioral health. So I'd like to ask Huda Zoghbi, who chaired this year's Hamburg Selection Committee. She actually did last year as well, and she helped us design this award. So I want to thank you, Huda, for your great work, to come up and introduce this year's awardees. Come on up.
Thank you, Victor. It's good afternoon, everyone, and it's truly an honor to present this award on behalf of the Selection Committee and to introduce Dr. Gordon Freeman and Arlene Sharp, the recipient of this year's David and Beatrix Award for their groundbreaking work on T-cell co-stimulatory pathways. Over the past 3 decades, Drs. Freeman and Sharp have been at the forefront of understanding how T-cell responses are regulated. Their seminal research identified crucial co-stimulatory pathways that control the activation and inhibition of T-cell immune responses and led to the discovery of PD-L1 and PD-L2 as ligands of PD-1, as well as P7-1 and P7-2 as ligand for CD28 and CTLA-4. Working together, their complementary expertise allowed them to unravel the intricate biology of T-cell regulation and translate those discoveries into therapeutic strategies. Their discoveries have not only advanced our fundamental knowledge of immunology, but have led to the revolutionary treatments for cancer and other diseases. The success of PD-1 immunotherapy has changed the strategy for cancer therapy and has led to improved outcomes for patients. Their collaborative discoveries epitomize how basic science can transform patient care and save lives. Beyond PD-1, Drs. Friedman and Sharp continue to identify novel immune regulatory pathways with therapeutic potential. Last but not least, their 46-year collaboration as a couple and wonderful parents is inspiring to all. Please join me in honoring Dr. Gordon Freeman and Arlene Sharp for their profound contributions to immunology and medicine.
I'd like to begin at my beginning and thank my parents, who in football-mad Texas supported the curiosity of their son. This award is really a wonderful way for the Hamburg family to honor their parents, David and Beatrix, and keep their memory bright. I'd also like to thank the National Academy of Medicine for this honor and for the wonderful work that they do. I've been supported and given the opportunity to do research by an amazing group of mentors, and a dedicated and creative group of scientists came together in my lab to really do the work. It's been a collaboration from day one with Arlene, who really provides biological rigor to our discoveries. It's been a collaboration with Clive Wood and Tasuko Kanjo, who provided the PD-1 lock to which I had the PD-L1 key. It's been an amazing thrill to do research that made a difference and developed therapies for the disease that took my mother. And finally, I'd like to thank our kids, Sam and Suzanne, for giving us life's greatest joys and for being here now and always to put up with us and support us. Thank you.
I am deeply honored to be a recipient of the Hamburg Award. I would like to thank the National Academy of Medicine for this incredible honor. But this award really recognizes my lab members and collaborators for all of their work and discoveries. I would like to thank my students and fellows for their perseverance, insights, and creativity, and my collaborators for their inspiration, vision, and friendship. Also, immense gratitude to my mentors, Jack Strominger, Bernard Fields, Rudolf Janisch, and Ramsey Cotran. It is incredibly special to share my scientific journey and this award with Gordon. I never imagined that the basic work we did together to understand T-cell biology would translate to some of the immunotherapies that are offering hope for human health today. I also want to thank our children, Sam and Suzanne, for their patience and understanding. I am so proud of them and in awe of how they are pursuing their passions. And once again, I'd like to thank the National Academy of Medicine for this award and offer all of their critical work.
So once again, congratulations, Gordon and Arlene. And you notice I've known Arlene for a long time, so it's so glad for me to see you do all the great work that you do. Okay, so now please join me in welcoming Elena Fuentes Affleck, our dear Home Secretary, who in fact serves as chair of the Member Award Selection Committee. She'll present this year's NAM Member Awards.
Thank you. This is the funnest part of being Home Secretary, to present these awards to exemplary members of our community. Before I present the awards, I would like to begin by thanking my fellow Awards Committee members, Drs. Margarita Alegría, George Benjamin, Maureen Bissognano, Leighton Chan, Sarah Rosenbaum, and all those who nominated. We are also supported by the one and only Donna Duncan, who makes all things possible. I will begin with the Adam Yarmolinsky Award Medal. The Adam Yarmolinsky Medal is awarded to a member from a discipline outside of the health and medical sciences in recognition of distinguished service over a significant period of time. This year, I am proud to announce Dr. Linda Birnbaum as the 2024 recipient of the Adam Yarmolinsky Medal. Dr. Birnbaum is Director Emeritus of the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, Director Emeritus of the National Toxicology Program, and Scholar in Residence at Duke University. Throughout her distinguished career, Dr. Birnbaum has made seminal and lasting contributions in the field of toxicology. Her scholarship is focused on assessing the impact of environmental disasters, including the impact on vulnerable communities, and linking real-world exposures to health effects. She has contributed to numerous NAM activities and recently chaired a workshop on companion animals as sentinels for environmental exposures and cancer. Based on her distinguished record of impactful contributions to the National Academy of Medicine, please join me in congratulating Dr. Linda Birnbaum, the 2024 Adam Yarmolinsky Medal recipient.
Well, I think like everyone else has said, it's an incredible honor to be honored by this honorary group of colleagues and friends. It's just really terrific. And what I wanted, for me, it's especially important, I think, because I'm the first toxicologist and the first environmental scientist, I think, to receive, certainly to receive this award and many other awards. I have had an amazingly privileged career, being able to conduct and lead and manage a lot of research at NIEHS and NTP, and before that, actually, at the Environmental Protection Agency as well. In my career, I have focused on encouraging inclusivity and diversity and mentoring and communicating and working with communities as priorities. And what I would like to remind you all is that while it's still really hard to change our genes, we can change our environment. So thank you all very, very much.
The next award is the Walsh McDermott Medal, which is awarded to a member in recognition of distinguished service to the academies over an extended period of time. This year, I'm proud to announce Dr. Martín José Sepúlveda as the 2024 Walsh McDermott Medal winner. Dr. Sepúlveda is Distinguished Professor at Florida International University. Over a 20-year period, Dr. Sepúlveda has contributed his expertise in occupational and public health, population health, and health services administration to the academies. He has served on the Board of Population Health and Public Health Practice and the Board on Children, Youth, and Families. He has also served on or advised many roundtables, workshops, and fora. Behind the scenes, Dr. Sepulveda has also served as a study review coordinator, one of the unsung but essential roles within our academy. Most recently, he serves on the membership committee. An internist and organizational health system leader, Dr. Sepulveda's unique expertise has enriched the academies. His intellectual contributions have ranged from dietary guidelines, big data and analytics for infectious diseases, the NASA workforce, and the health of LGBTQ individuals. Based on decades of engaged and impactful service to the National Academy of Medicine, please join me in congratulating Dr. Martin Jose Sepulveda, the 2024 Walsh McDermott Medal recipient.
It's hard to follow Elena in any setting on any subject, so I'll try to be brief. It's been a privilege and an honor for me, probably as one of the few Latino exes to have been given the numerous opportunities I've been given over decades to help serve the national academies and advance their contributions to the nation. This would never have been possible as a private sector guy without the support of my private sector employers, most notably the IBM Corporation and a series of CEOs, beginning with Louis Gerstner Jr., Sam Palmisano, and Ginny Rometty. It also would not have been possible, most importantly, without the support of my loving spouse and partner in life, Maria Lourdes. She's out there somewhere. And our children, Carlos Sepulveda, Elisa Sepulveda, and Marisol Sepulveda, and now we have Maya Sepulveda here, my granddaughter. So on behalf of all of them, because it's as much their award as it is mine, thank you.
The final member award is the David Rahl Medal, which is awarded to a member in recognition of distinguished leadership as chair of a study committee and for demonstrating commitment above and beyond the usual responsibilities. This year, I am proud to announce Dr. Linda McCauley and Dr. Robert Phillips as the 2024 recipients of the David Rahl Medal. Dr. McCauley is Dean of the Nell Hodson Woodruff School of Nursing at Emory University, and Dr. Phillips is Executive Director of the Center for Professionalism and Value in Healthcare, a joint effort of the American Board of Family Medicine and the ABFM Foundation. Dr. McCauley and Dr. Phillips are recognized for their leadership of the Consensus Committee implementing high-quality primary care. They led this effort during the early phase of the pandemic, an award-worthy accomplishment in its own right, and are celebrated for their commitment, conviction, and grace. Following completion of the report, they championed a dissemination process which amplified the Academy's commitment to improving our healthcare system. As noted by their nominators, Drs. McCauley and Phillips articulated a clear vision and ensured that the study recommendations would be impactful. based on their exceptional contributions to the primary care consensus study. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Linda McCauley and Dr. Robert Phillips, the 2024 David Rahl Medal recipients.
What a joy and honor. Who knew that work could be so much fun? And it really was. And it could not have been possible without all the people on the committee and the voices that we heard. For 2 years, as we went through this process, listening to people from the community about the type of health care they need, the parents of children who are suffering and need supportive primary care, advocacy groups that talk to us, the educators of the next generation who worry every day about who will be our next primary care workforce. So it was a dream for all of us who worked on the committee, and in a very exciting process in the years after we completed our report to continue to work on the implementation of changing primary care in the United States for what we all deserve. Thank you.
For those of you who have not worked with Dr. Linda McCauley, I am so sorry. I hope you get that chance because it was a wonderful opportunity. I want to follow on. I think Linda has given us a good background of where we were and why we were working so hard on this. And any of you, I know many of you have served on consensus committees, but catalyzing action, actually seeing your recommendations turned into action and policy is always a joy. And I have to say it is the commitment of the 21 members of this committee to continue to drive that action, to drive those recommendations that have made it so successful. Last year, we convened an international group in partnership with the National Academies, where the Innovation Center for CMS announced that the report was the blueprint for their strategies for health equity. And since then, they've rolled out 2 payment models across 21 states to achieve that. The National Academies stood up a standing committee for primary care, now in its 2nd year of action, with a number of sponsors who've been very critical to that. And it was there 2 weeks ago that the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Health announced the 15 elements of their primary care dashboard, the accountability that they were creating for themselves to achieve what our report was aiming for. And then this last week, Chris Kohler, who was on the committee and a new inductee to the NAM, was with me in California, where they were joining the list of many states now that are making commitments and using the report to support their efforts for primary care. And I just hope that the NAM will continue in this direction, this vital direction for supporting primary care and the environment. Thank you.
Okay, so our final awards of the morning is the NAM CISO Award. For the new class of 2023, you notice that, in fact, that's our logo, CISO, and I can't tell you why it's called CISO. I can another time. But what we do want to do at this award is to recognize staff. Staff across the 3 academies whose work in health and medicine. To me, it's really one of the bright lights, certainly of the year for us in recognizing staff's contribution. And I'm continually impressed by the staff at the Academy, the caliber that we have, that we work with. So I'd like Mike McGinnis to come right up, the EO Executive Officer, to present these awards.
Thank you very much, Victor, and thank you for the privilege of helping to celebrate the contributions of our really extraordinary staff, as you've seen by virtue of their association and in fact, their generation of the work that we do throughout the course of the National Academy of Medicine's fulfillment of its mission. And as Victor mentioned, this award does not go only to National Academy of Medicine staff, but to staff throughout all of the academies. The Cecil Awards acknowledge the important contributions of staff from any of the divisions to advancing the NAM mission, which again is to advance science, inform policy, catalyze action, to achieve health, equity, and well-being. And we are fortunate to have, from throughout the academies, staff who exemplify that in so many ways, including, as has been mentioned many times, Donna Duncan, who is a previous award winner and is extraordinary. There are 3 such awards. The Sandra Matthews Award for Administrative Excellence, and I should note here that this is an award that was endowed and promoted by Presidents Feinberg, Schein, Thier, and Hamburg in honor of the person who supported them, Sandra Matthews, who unfortunately has passed away, but who was well known to many of you who worked with each of those presidents. And this first award, the Sandra Matthews Cecil Award for Administrative Excellence, goes to Jessica Covington. Jessica? Jessica is Administrative Specialist for the National Academy of Medicine Programs team. She's recognized for her selfless dedication and positive attitude, which have been invaluable to the NAM community. From assisting with staff onboarding during the pandemic to stepping up during the critical staffing changes just before major events, Jessica's "we before me" approach has been instrumental to the organization's success. Her expert logistical support, strong mentorship, and ability to foster a positive, inclusive work environment exemplify the spirit of the award. NAM is incredibly fortunate and grateful for Jessica's contributions, and her work truly embodies the values we celebrate. Congratulations. The second award is the Cecil Award for Individual Excellence, and this year's Cecil Award for Individual Excellence goes to Elizabeth Boyle, Senior Program Officer with the Health and Medicine Division, for her outstanding leadership and expertise in directing complex, high-profile studies in environmental health over nearly a decade at the academies, including the groundbreaking guidance on PFAS testing and health outcomes report. PFAS, of course, are polyfluoroalkyl substances that are indestructible, long-lasting, long-spreading, and clear threats to human health. And Liz has done terrific work in shepherding much of the activities of the academies in that respect. Thanks to her innovative approach, she's integrated community voices, and her continued engagement with Congress and the White House Council on Environmental Quality and exemplifies her dedication to shaping the environmental health landscape through evidence-based solutions. The academies is deeply grateful, and the National Academy is deeply grateful for her contribution, which truly embodied the spirit of the award. Congratulations, Liz. The third Cecil Award is the Cecil Award to a group or team which has contributed substantially to the mission of the National Academy of Medicine. And in this particular case, it's contributed extensively not just to the mission of the National Academy of Medicine, but to the National Academy of Sciences and the National Academy of Engineering as well. Because this team is the Senior Research Center Librarians team. Anne Marie Huppert, Christopher Laus Scott, and Ellen Kimmel for their unwavering commitment to advancing the mission of the National Academies writ large. And over the past year, they skillfully have managed 213 research requests supporting 35 consensus studies, 12 NAM programs, numerous other high-level projects. Collectively, they received 15 acknowledgments in health and medicine publications. Their expertise ranged from conducting literature reviews and fact-checking to resolving copyright issues and providing specialized training, ensuring timely access to critical information. Their outstanding teamwork, collaborative spirit, dedication, and all with a smile have been invaluable to both the NAM and the National Academies writ large. Congratulations and thank you.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so before we go to lunch, I'd like to ask Huda Zalki to come up again. She'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Victor, and I really appreciate the extra 30 seconds, but I couldn't leave the meeting without thanking the committee that helped me select our great awardees this year for the David and Beatrix Hamburg Award. Grateful to Dr. David Ho, Story Landis, and Dan Littman, Eric Olson, Claire Pomeroy, and Cricket Seidman. And I have to tell you, 3 years working on the award could not be possible without the perfect help and kindness of Donna Duncan. Thank you again.
Thank you. Well, I really don't want to miss the opportunity to thank Huda, because when we came up with this award, I need to get someone who can say, let's think about how to put this together, what are the criteria, how selection, and who's been there from day one. So thank you. And you can see the selection and the impact it has. So thank you, Huda. Okay, so one round of applause for all the awardees.